Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. So in this video, we are going to learn about how to write a perfect Pentest report. The problem with today's with many security researcher or hackers is that they can't write a correct Pentest report, and as a result of which they are not able to communicate their problem to a security researcher. There can be many reasons, the language barrier, for example, many pen test reports are written in English and English may not be the first language. So in this video, I'm going to give you some points that you can use to create some tips to create a perfect pen test report. And also we will look at a sample pen test report, and also we will look at how we can make use of ChatGPT to write a pen test report. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So the one thing to keep in mind in about writing a pen test report is to keep the formatting right. The border, there should be a border in the file, and the first page should have and the first page of the pen test report should have your name and the name of the company whom we are writing the pen test report. So for example, over here it is written as security audit report for example, you're pen testing for Google, so security audit report for Google. So that should be the first page, because it gives an idea to the people that they are referring the correct document. Also below you can write your email ID or your name, so that it can be a great marketing term for you. Then the second thing you should keep in mind is to be clear and concise. You means you have to use simple language and avoid any technical jargons. So you have to use the most possible simple English as possible. Don't use jargons, as it can cause a confusion, misunderstanding, or the security researcher on the other side will not be able to understand. Third, and one of the most important thing in a pen test report is to show evidence. This 95% of pen test report don't show up of pen test report created don't have evidence. So you should always have a proper evidence of your security findings. It can be a screenshot or a video. Creating a video is the best thing you can do, and give a voiceover over this, so that the security researcher on the other side can understand it very clearly. The fourth and the most important part, I believe, is to prioritize your findings. So uh, for example, you found 10 bugs in one pen testing. So you should prioritize them. Means the three priorities are high, medium, and low. So the bug finding that are very critical should have high priority. Then the then the below one should have a medium, and the least one should have a low. So you should prioritize them, so that it can be easier for the security researcher to audit. So over here, as you can see over here in this report, in a graphical summary, they have prioritized it. Over here, dark red is for critical, then a slight lighter shade of red is for high, then a yellow orange shade for medium, and then a light yellow shade for low. Then the fifth important thing that can help you to get a higher bug bounty is to provide recommendation. Providing recommendations is important, as you will make the security researchers work easy, and making the security researcher work easy can give you a higher bounty, and you make his life easier. And once you give a recommendation to them, they can research on it and fix the report. Then then the next point I want to you tell is that to keep it professional, don't use some abusive comments or opinions or jargon words or abusive words. You have to keep it professional, and and don't show any kind of anger or hatred to the security researcher. Keep it as simple as possible. Then use a consistent format. So I would tell like a person is to create a template that they might use for every pen test report that they might create. I keep it for every pen test report that you create for different companies, and don't change the format again and again, as it will make your work easy. And then the point I would tell a person is to proofread it. So what is proofreading? It means to read your report. Okay. So like you have created your report, you have put all the recommendations, everything, your proof of concept, everything. So read it, go through it, and fix some grammatical errors that you might find where there is information that you believe more information is needed, add more. It is better to add more information than to give a less information. Giving less information can can create wrong assumptions. Then I would say one of the obstacle point is to provide a context. Like if possible, include the information about the system architecture, all the technology used, or relevant policies or regulations that can be used to understand the context of the testing. So these are the points that I believe that should be kept in mind while writing a pen test report. I will include these points that I have told you in the description of the video. And now let's take a look at the sample pen test report that I found online. So over here, it is written as security audit report for my business. So over here, you get a security audit report for Google. So this gives the security researcher the idea that this is a security report created by you. Over here, you can give your email ID or your name so that they can give a better understanding. Over here, you can give, over here, if you want, you can give a documents details, like for example your name or the date that you create. It is optional, I usually don't create it. Then the most important thing is to create a table of contents. Table of contents, in table of contents, it can give a security researcher like to which page he should receive. So the table of contents should either extensive summary, discovered vulnerability details, a list of tests performs, all the kinds of tests you have done. So this all table of contents is important. Then you need to write an extensive executive summary. So in executive summary, you will give like what are the bugs you have find, the scope of testing, like what are the URLs you have tested and all. Then you can also give a graphical summary. Like giving a graphical summary is a good thing. Like it gives the security researcher on the other side a better understanding about the problems and how many vulnerabilities are there. So like there are two types of graph that you create. You can create an issue type or a severity type. So these are the two types of graph you can create. Then you can create a list of vulnerabilities or a table of list of vulnerabilities. You can give the severity and you can also give the CVSS score. Then in the second you have to give the details of the discover vulnerabilities. So for example, vulnerability 1, and you have to give the name of the vulnerability. For example, missing API security header. Then you have to give the severity level, and you have to give the CVSS score, and then you have to give the affected URL, because this is the most important. Then you have to give the details of the vulnerability. Then you have to give the impact, like how could it impact. Then you have to give the proof of concept, like where did you find it. And then you have to give some suggestions, like how you can fix it. And also you can give some references from external website. It will be, mark my words, it will be highly useful for the security researcher. Then over here you can give your second vulnerability. For example, over here it has written cross-site scripting. So you can get the severity, status, if you want affected URL, details of the vulnerability, impact, suggestions, and additional references. You also need to over here in this report they have not given the proof of concept. So you have to give a proof of concept. You can give a video or an image. So this is how the entire security report that has been created. And you can also mention some other kinds of tests that you have done through automated scan as well. They don't mind if you have done it, unless and until it is written in the scope of the vulnerability. Then in the last page you can mention your LinkedIn page if you have like a closing page, like your name, or you can also mention your email ID so that they can contact you. So now let's you make a use of ChatGPT to how we can write content for a pentest to the pentest report, and how you can use it for those who don't cannot speak English that much fluently. So let's go to ChatGPT. So this is a ChatGPT prompt. So I'm going to give a prompt of finding that I found an XSS vulnerability in, for example, google.com, and I will write this. So I will write a pen test report for finding SSS and SQL injection in google dot in google.com. Full stop. Give a proof of concept, comma, recommendation, the proof of concept, recommendation, etc. Write a complete pen test. Sorry for my spelling mistake, guys. Please don't abuse me in the comment section. So anyways, let's click enter, and they will create a pentest report for google.com. See, so this pentest report for google.com can be the main starting page. Like over here we had a see over here. Let me show you. So over here, if you go over here, this can be security report for my business. Over here, this can be. So introduction, testing methodology, you can give over here, manual testing, automated testing, whatever you have done. If you have done code review, then you have to give more information. Then in the third page, you can go findings, XSL, vulnerability, proof of concept, proof of concept, open google.com, type this parameter, whatever query for XSL you have done. Then XSL message when you decide, you have to give a screenshot. Then over here, they have given a SQL vulnerability, and then you have to give the proof of concept. Then over here they have given a recommendation and conclusion. See, because of ChatGPT, how work has become easy. If you want, you can give more details. Like if you want, for example, to give a longer instruction, you can type it over there and you can get those details. Also, you need to make some changes according to the research that you have done. You can't completely rely on ChatGPT, but yeah, if you have a weaker English or you're lazy to write, you can make use of ChatGPT as much as possible. So this was about how to write a pen test report. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section. I'm always there to help you. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe to this channel. I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.